Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about our group work in assignment 1. Here are our group members: Zhang Deng, Jia Yanxu, Wei Chen, Yidan Wang, Yujing Zhou, and Tianchen Zhang. Now I'm going to introduce the design of our tasks. The high-level abstract task for our group is capturing content for use outside the ebook reader. We have formulated the following tasks to meet the requirement of this main task. The first abstract task is print or download one or more pages. The purpose of designing this abstract task is to enable users to read without using this ebook reader. So the first concrete task is keep a soft copy of page 359 through 376 on your own computer. And the second concrete task is read the entire content of this book offline. The second abstract task is user wants to quote content of this article elsewhere. This task is aimed to help users who want to cite the content in this ebook reader. So the first concrete task is use this article as a reference to your own article, and the reference format is APA. And the second concrete task is find content about UX target on page 362 and cite it in your own paper. The third abstract task is sharing the contents with others. It can teach users how to share content in different ways. So the first concrete task is tell your team members about a concept on page 365. And the second concrete task is suppose you want to know more information about this book and make your team members have access to the entire book. The fourth abstract task is get pages that have been noted and highlighted. Note and highlight are the useful functions in an ebook reader. So the first concrete task is print the pages in chapter 10 that have been noted and highlighted. And the second concrete task is suppose you want to know which page numbers or have the UX goals relevant marked content. The last abstract task is select and copy the specified content. It is very important to learn how to select what you need in an ebook. So the first concrete task is select the sentence on page 361 for Google It to get more details about UX targets. And the second concrete task is obtain the content of the first two paragraphs on page 363 to use in another translation website. Okay, now our team member Yidan will introduce the part of Think Aloud.
I'm going to talk about Think Aloud. Here is the user's relevant backgrounds and the demographics. As you can see, we have 6 users in our study. All of them come from University of Sydney, and most of them have experience of e-textbook using. If users is professional in this area, the user's opinion will be more important than others. That's the performance data of all users. Only one user finished 9 tests successfully, and 1 test only with help. One user finished 8 tests successfully, and 2 tests only with help. One user finished 8 tests successfully, and 1 test only with help, and 1 test failed. 3 users finished 7 tests successfully, and 2 tests only with help, and 1 test failed. This is our summary of observations, errors, and the comments. As you can see, the first test didn't went well, and made users feel frustrated. Maybe it's the first time they use these e-textbooks, and they may have many problems with it. And the test 3.1, test 5.1, and the last test, all users finish it successfully.
Hi, this is Wei. Let me introduce the heuristics evaluation part. Damon mentioned the most points about violations of visibility of the system status, such as there's no prompt for success or failure of any operation. Sometimes users are confused about whether their operation is successful or not. The page number is often not displayed, and some buttons have no function description. Using from that, the system's limit on the number of pages to be printed will make users feel depressed. If the users want to print a whole book, the number of pages will greatly exceed the limit allowed by the system, resulting in printing failure. Jia focuses on searching functions. She thinks there are too many irrelevant results will increase the difficulty for users to retrieve content. When Idan tries to add notes to the bottom of the page, the OK and cancel buttons will be blocked by the frame of notes, and we turn from that using the zoom function often causes the targeted content to be blocked by the interface, and users need to pull the scroll bar to view it. In Tiancheng's opinion, the download and print interfaces are too small and users are easily misled by pop-up windows. These are the main evaluations of our group. Thank you.
Thanks, Wei. Now, I will introduce the reflection and critique. Comparing with heuristics evaluation, Think Aloud can effectively explain the activities that people participate in when completing tasks, and its effectiveness is not affected by the complexity of the task. Next, compared with heuristics evaluation, the possibility of obtaining real information through Think Aloud is greater. Finally, the large number of participants allow Think Aloud to discover details that other methods cannot. Comparing with Think Aloud, heuristics evaluation is a fast testing tool because it can be tested without preparing a representative user sample. What's more, the problem heuristics evaluation finds may not be a very important user problem. In the end, traditional heuristic methods poorly support problem discovery and analysis. Now let's talk about the critique. First, the task design. Our task design is closely related to high-level abstract tasks, but sometimes tasks have high similarity. Second, the user population. The number of participants is good. However, it can be better if they never used e-textbook. Moreover, the validity of the Think Aloud results. The results is quite satisfactory, but some users are confused about what they're supposed to do. Finally, the validity of the heuristic evaluation results. The method can generate false problems, which means not real problems or not very important UX problems. That's all for our presentation. Thank you, everyone.